So, Jeff, let's just dive right in and talk a little bit about home hosting. So, when we look at being the role models for our young people and we look at leading by example when we're planning our party, I suppose it doesn't matter whether we're planning a birthday party or a barbecue. A party is really a party.
Party's a party.
Eh,
Yeah, well, the home party has certainly changed the last 30 years. Obviously, we are, I think, talking about this because we all have lived with the principle of do as I say, but also do as I do. You need to be representative and great role models for your children, developing good habits. As I've been talking about for 10 years, we're not Middle Europe. We don't have wine on the table when we're 15. So the home party has definitely changed the last 20 years. The creativity with food and beverages changed. I mean, every soul in Canada watches the Food Network, and that has changed their mindset of what their capabilities are in terms of home hosting. But actually, with alcohol as a pretty much a foundation of every home party, there are certain things we need to pay attention to. We have the same responsibilities now, Fran, at home that the same as the commercial establishments downtown where you might spend a night on the town. And sometimes home hosting is more creative, it's more social, and also might save $400.
Right.
So it's been a little cost prohibitive the last 10 years to go out. So that's why it's so important right now to talk about home hosting.
Yeah. So why don't we start, Jeff, with talking about the basics of setting up a party? And it's important to recognize that the basics that we're going to touch on today really are the tip of the iceberg, right? Later on, we will be doing other podcasts that will build on some of these items and help you build your knowledge base and give you some extra tips on things. But for right now, what is it that every single party needs to be safe, fun, and cover off the issues of liability and get back to that role modeling and mentoring for young people who will be hosting their own parties on campus and perhaps off as well?
Well, I think right off the bat, let's talk about a very responsible and creative host. Not just a responsible host, but a creative host. We want, obviously, the incredible array of food and beverage and social elements that are so critical to a great party. You want everybody walking out of your party with a great time. With food and beverage comes responsibility, obviously. The dispensing of alcohol is critical, whether you are in a party a block from your campus as a student or you're the parents at Christmas or hosting a grilling / barbecue patio party. This is, again, the principle of do as I say and do as I do. And running an effective party, but a very responsible party, is very simplistic. We try at home now to adopt a lot of the Smart Serve principles that commercial establishments do live by. They obviously have training, policy, and procedure that is well above what you're going to get into, but the same Smart Serve principles, Fran, apply. They obviously do. Some of those are the hints that we can give you at home are in terms of bar service. We try and avoid self-service bar. The non-alcoholic / the mocktail industry has changed so much. Fresh mocktails are as important as fresh cocktails.
Absolutely.
So with the incredible amount of vessels and the functionality of our small wares at home is just like the commercial establishments, blenders, etc. There's so much more you can do on the non-alcoholic side. That should be a focal point. Make sure you know when your guests depart and you see them out, as you need to measure the signs of intoxication. Safe transportation, I think, in this day and age goes without saying. That is critical.
Yeah, and there are some elements to that can really work in a party setting that will help support the young people in our lives too. So for one thing, when we are setting up the party, if it's a family function or a barbecue, or perhaps you're hosting even a work function in your home, that's also quite common these days, we can bring our young people in to support us. We should invite them to the party, let them help us set up, make sure all these tips are being fulfilled, but perhaps even if possible, they can be people who are working the room, watching our guests, helping replenish the food, cleaning up drinks, to help us monitor what the state of our event is. And then it really is a family event where we're all participating in the safety of our guests, but also making sure everyone's having a good time too.
We want to draw a happy medium. We don't want alcohol with our teenagers to be out of sight, out of mind. Then you hand them off to us at the post-secondary level, and we've got to deal with the significance of that. At the same time, that the good, I want your kids to emulate you. And all of these responsible practices that we're giving you right now, they'll take with them, and believe me, if they can learn the ways and means of proper hosting at that age, they're going to be much better off at a 19-year-old party 2 blocks from campus or in campus resident.
So right now, I'd like to say thank you very much to Jeff for joining us. We'll look for more podcasts with Jeff joining us to do some alcohol and food pairing, as well as some more information on the campus pub and useful tips on home hosting, where we can drill down and talk to you a little bit more in specifics.